Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to the Centurions Review, the punk rock band of wargame review institutions. This is a very special game. Verdun, the game of attrition. This is the first war game my dad ever got. I think he got it right before I was born. This game, he had bought this. Back then, there weren't game shops. At least from what he told me, you would go to like a hobby store, and the hobby store would sell like specialty, I guess you would call them adventure games. So he saw this, liked it, and got some 172 figures after that. And he told me, he said when he was buying this, he thought to himself, is this going to be the start of another hobby? And yes, it was. I mean, the guy owns like, I don't know, over 50,000 painted miniatures now. Over the years, he's owned thousands of board games, role-playing games, and everything. I never played this game when I was a kid because this is from like 1972 or so, right before I was born. But I remember seeing it on the shelf, and he got me into gaming and stuff. And I've played thousands of games over the years. I've owned probably tens of thousands of miniatures, many of them painted, and I've owned a lot of board games. I don't know how many, a lot. But anyhow, this is the exact copy. What happened is my dad eventually sold this to his friend Ted, and Ted eventually, somehow it got from Ted to Len's house, and I just bought this back from Len. So let's take a look inside. It says it's from Conflict Game. In the winter of 1916, General Falkenhayn of the German High Command decided to knock France out of the war by bleeding her white in a single battle of attrition. He would attack Verdun, the site of Charlemagne's grave, a place France would defend to the last man, planning to crash through the formidable French defenses with the heaviest concentration of artillery in the history of warfare. He would threaten or even seize the city and then let the French bleed to death in a series of suicidal counterattacks. It almost worked, owing the combination of bad weather and a skillful defense guaranteed that the German casualties would be as bad as the French, but it could have been different. This time with you as the generals, it very well might. Alright, let's have a look in here. I'll have to try this one. Hopefully, I might even get a chance to review it. That would be good. Alright, looks like it comes with some dice. I don't know if these are the original dice or what, but there's 3 of them. Counters are standard NATO military symbols. These actually, they're good size too. These are decent counters for like 1972. Those are probably the French and stuff. These look like the German ones since they're gray. Yeah, not bad counters for such an old game. Alright, here, what do we have here? Looks like it's an introduction to the rules. Let's see what this is all about. It's got initial setup, sequence of movement. German movement, German bombardment, French counter battery, German infantry combat, French movement, French bombardment, German counter battery, and French infantry combat. So that's a sequence of play. And it's got terrain consideration here. I guess that's like terrain effects. It's got zones of control. That's good. And stacking limits. This one looks like stacking is based on the terrain you're on. So if you're on plain terrain, you can stack 6. 4 is 2 units. All others 4 units. Demoralization, isolation, supply, rallying. And it's got railroads and effects of flamethrowers and effects of surroundings and use of tunnel. And it's got French fanaticism, strategic movement, phosgene gas. I guess that's some kind of poison gas. And there's a little wet weather table down here. And rules clarifications. Let's see what else is in here. Alright, the art of wargaming. Let's see what this is about. Welcome to the world of conflict simulation, or it's popularly called wargaming, blah blah blah. Purpose of this little sheet is to acquaint you with the basic methodology that most war games have in common and to introduce the language of war games. Alright, so it's going over the board, the counters, and the counters have a combat factor and movement factor, then going over zones of control and combat. These are the basic mechanics that most war games have in common. Now are you ready to dive into the actual rules of play? Alright, so that's cool. You read that first. It's got answers to frequently asked questions. So it looks like they've done a decent job on the rules, trying to convey them to the players. Alright, German order of battle, units at start, reserve divisions. That's nice. Alright, alternate French order of battle. Why is it alternate? Interesting. What else do we have here? Conflict Games. Oh, that's from Normal, Illinois. That's where Northern Illinois University is. I don't think they're there anymore, but who knows? Maybe I don't think that company exists anymore. And if they do, I haven't gotten any of their games. Let me see if I can get this other stuff out of here. Oh, here's a regular French Order of Battle. I got you. Oh, this is a good sized Order of Battle. Cool. Nice. Actually, I think I have had a few of their games now that I think of it. Yeah. Alright, let's see the map. Is this the whole thing right here? Yeah, I guess so. So it's a smallish map. Kind of glossy. For 1972, that actually looks pretty good. Anyhow, just one well-known war game in my family, at least. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please click like on it. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel. And as always, have a good evening.